If anybody knows me, they know how much I love LFC and how much of it affects me in my career, but also like what I was growing up with as like a child is like the first sport that I was sort of exposed to. It's really been a great sort of partnership, and it's a great time to like sort of expand into like schools and stuff. So yeah, the partnership came about when COVID happened and I was sort of struggling to train, and it was the conversation where it's like, if I can't get into the tracks, if I can't get into the clubs and I can't train, I was worried about like a lost generation of athletes who couldn't have just the opportunity to have a career, because athletics has given me my whole life. If I wasn't an athlete, I don't know, what career path I would have went down, and I didn't know it was a viable option. So it's about like, yeah, giving back for me, and I had help like throughout my career, all at different stages of my career. So yeah, I just want to help the kids in that sort of age where it would be quite easy for them to just drop out the sport.
You've spoken about just how much winning that gold medal at the World Champs in Budapest meant to you. I read somewhere that you felt like a bit of an underdog, which is crazy, I think, to a lot of athletics fans to hear. But why was it so important, and maybe even more important to you than the last gold you won at Worlds? I
still believe I was an underdog. I entered that competition sort of really believing in myself, and my whole team around me sort of, knew that I was in good shape and I could do well, but I didn't really get sort of written up in any of the articles pre-champs. I didn't even get put on the GB poster going into it from World Athletics, and it was one of those things where it's like, oh, I'm just not even considered as a competitor anymore. To overcome that and to just be so focused in those 2 days is something that absolutely drained me, but it was something that had to be done, to get that belief in myself, and it was purely because of the team I had around me. My coach, Aston Moore, he has been a steady sort of rational voice in my ear the whole year, and yeah, I don't think I could have done anything without the team around me. It's definitely been a hard few years coming back from the Achilles rupture, coming back from disappointment, but I'm just so happy that I'm able to claw back. I was able to claw back form and my competitive spirit and everything that it needs to take to win that medal.
When you say claw back form, you're absolutely peaking, right? You've got 3 PBs in really tough events, and you said that 800 metres was easy, which is also crazy. Are you peaking for Paris?
The 800 was the easiest race of my life, and I hope that people didn't take it the wrong way when I said that. In terms of easiness, it's never easy to run that 800, but it was easy for me to get my head around, this needs to be done, therefore it will be done. And it's so much easier when you're fighting for a medal. Paris Olympics is always something that, when I started my partnership with Aston the year before last, is something that we had the long-term plan. It was always going to be about Paris. It was always building up to that moment, it's always building up to that competition. And Budapest was such a happy bonus a year early that has given us so much confidence going into Paris now that we're doing the right thing.
Obviously the depth of heptathlon right now is incredible, even without Nafi Thiam in Budapest, but with her, just watching you two compete and that rivalry is incredible and so exciting for the sport. How much does she motivate you going into an Olympic year? I've
been competing against, since I was 19, the best competitors in heptathlon in history. I've competed against Jess. In 2012, she taught me so much about, expectation, and I sort of just shadowed her throughout that championships. And then she taught me so much again in 2016 about rivalry and sort of pressure. Nafi has taught me about consistency. She's one of the most consistently great heptathletes of our generation, and we've had some battles in the past. You always can never count out Nafi, and then we've got some young heptathletes coming through, and Anouk Vetter as well, from such heptathlete there. She always medals. So it's such a hard event at the minute, and there's so many different things that can go wrong or so many different things that can go right, and for me it's just being healthy. How important is this Olympic gold? What does it mean? Because we know what it means to Olympic athletes everywhere, but this is going to be your 4th Games and you're up there, right? So what does it mean to you? I'm not thinking about Olympic gold. I feel like I've spent the last 3 Olympics, maybe bar, the first one because I was only 19. I've spent the last 2 Olympic cycles thinking about an Olympic medal. It's never went my way, and I think the best, almost mature thing to use my experience with is just making sure I get there healthy. Because when I'm healthy, when I'm there ready to go and I've had no uninterrupted training, then I've got no regrets. I feel like if I over push trying to be like, I need to be in the best shape possible, then who knows what's going to happen. So for me, I'm just taking it day by day, week by week, and I don't know if it's a coping mechanism and I'm just lying to myself now because it is such an important moment in my life. But at the minute, I'm completely chilled, just trying to be the best I can be each day in training and then get there healthy